everyone, it's Gabrielle here today to make a YouTube video. So it has been a minute. It's been about a month since I've uploaded. I do apologize. I've tried filming a couple times, but we've been very busy. So yeah, lots of updates. I changed my hair, I got new glasses, I recently turned 17, and with my birthday money, I upgraded both of the Leopard Gecko's enclosures and spent all of my money on Leopard Gecko stuff. Because apparently I'm very irresponsible. I also got my license. So that is just, I'm sorry, I'm letting you guys know a little bit about me because I know that, like, it's a new channel. I got my license, so now I can, like, drive and get a job. So, yep, but we still gotta work on getting a job. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So, yes, I upgraded the Leopard Gecko enclosures. Oh, let's talk about it. So, I had birthday money for my birthday, and I was like, well, what should I do with my birthday money? And I was like, Livia is in a 10-gallon tank, and she clearly needs more space. She just does. Livia is my Leopard Gecko with metabolic bone disease. I ended up naming her Livia. That's her name tag. She's doing very well. I will do a whole update video on her. I was considering Gecko bookshelves, but then I was like, why not just get an ExoTerra? They look nicer, and I don't know how a bookshelf is gonna work. So I just was like online looking at ExoTerras, and I was just gonna get a 24 by 18 by 12. So her and Auggie were gonna have the same size enclosures, and she was gonna go on this rack. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $130. Let's see if there's any on Craigslist secondhand. So I went on Craigslist and I was looking for ExoTerras, and someone nearby was selling ExoTerras for $150, and it was a 36 by 18 by 12. And I'll show a screenshot of what those normally cost. I think they normally cost almost $200, maybe $170 to $200. I saw some on Amazon for like $300, but you know, Amazon prices are always crazy. Sometimes you get really cheap, and then sometimes you're like, what the fuck is that so expensive? So yeah, and I messaged the person, and the very next day I met up with them early in the morning and got an ExoTerra 36 by 18 by 12, and I was like, oh my god, this thing is huge. This enclosure, I'm pretty sure, can be used for like a ball python. Although I know some, again, ball pythons, maybe not so much. I know some people say, you have to use bins for ball pythons, don't use a glass enclosure. So that's a completely debated thing within the snake community. Bearded dragon, I don't know if this would be big enough for a beardy. Probably. It looks like it might be. But honestly, I would probably go even bigger whenever it comes to a bearded dragon. That's just because I love utilizing as much space as possible for an animal. So yeah, it's a very big enclosure for a Leopard Gecko. It's equivalent to a 40-gallon. So I got it, and I was like, well, who am I going to give it to? I gave it to Auggie because Auggie is very active. He loves climbing, he loves exploring, and he also has more mobility due to the fact that he's never suffered from metabolic bone disease. Livia, on the other hand, her arms are very twisted from metabolic bone disease, so I don't know how she's going to utilize a bigger space at all. So I didn't want to give her too big of a space, stress her out, and her not use the space. So I feel like Auggie would use it more, so I give the shirt 36 by 18 by 18 to Auggie, and Auggie's old enclosure 24 by 18 by 12 to Livia. And I completely wiped it down, and then I bought a bunch of like accessories for it, like different kinds of fake plants, and then I bought a lot of driftwood. I spent $60 on driftwood and cork. That was disappointing. I was like, what the hell? I just spent $60 on wood. It was probably one of those moments in my life where I'm like, what am I doing? But it's fine. We've already done it. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys the enclosures. I'm going to do an update video on Livia soon, do a lot of updates. So yeah, let's get started on showing you guys those enclosures. That was an awkward transition. Okay, so here's an overview of the whole ExoTerra. As you can see, it does look a lot different from whenever Auggie was living in it. And again, this is only Livia's second day in here, so I'm still figuring out where I'm going to keep things and all that. So yeah, she does have a heat mat. This is her warm side, this is her cool side. Lots of coverage so she can hide anywhere. Her heat mat is kind of small for this. It's about, I don't know how big to say it is, but it's about the size of her log hide, maybe a little bit bigger. So that's like her sole warm area, which I don't really know if I like yet. I might end up selling this heat mat and get a bigger one for her. But I don't know yet. She does have a thermometer set up for that, so it's always set at a very specific temperature. That way she doesn't get too hot or not too cold. That whole thing. This is Olivia's little name tag. I have to add some clear tape to it to make it a little bit shiny, you know, to make sure I don't ever ruin it. So yeah, let's get started. So this is a kitchen liner. It is a non-adhesive kitchen liner. You have to use a non-adhesive. That is Olivia's little face. Hello, darling. I really like the texturing on this one. I feel like it looks really cool. So yeah, this is all fake plants. It's kind of a little jumbled, but I just wanted to see how I feel, and you can see it here, so I don't know how I feel yet. This is her humid hide. Clearly it's not humid right now because she just shed, so she doesn't really need humidity, but the Eco Earth does dry out really fast. So I don't really know if I want to use Eco Earth anymore just because it dries out so freaking quick. This is her calcium dish, which is plain calcium with some vitamins in it. This is her water bowl. It is very shallow, but that is because I don't know how well she could climb into a bigger water bowl, because again, her arms are a little messed up. Therefore, I don't want to risk her falling in and not being able to get out. So yeah, I do have to clean it more often. Hello, darling. As you can see, this is her one little arm that's all bent from having MBD. So yeah, how are you doing? It's good. I have another fake plant here. This is a huge fake plant. It cost me $5 at Walmart. Fake plants are the way to go at like Walmart and the dollar store and all that. That's where I get most of mine. I went to Michael's and the fake plants cost like $17 for like a bundle, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, this really big fake plant is really pretty, and I like the way it looks, and it's all very soft. Then she has a corked tunnel, which I got her one because Auggie has one, and I thought maybe she'd like it. It does have a lot more texturing to it than Auggie's. Auggie's is very like cut straightforward. This is my little temperature thing, which I have to get a new one. That one's crap, but I'm lazy apparently to get a I haven't got a new one. Here is this huge piece of grapevine. It is very intricate, very big. Cost me $20. I'm hoping she uses it, but this is the piece that I was talking about, that if she doesn't use it, then Auggie will get it. Olive. She's like, what? Yeah. And then we have leaf litter sprinkled all throughout, and hi babe. She's turning around. I bet you she's just gonna turn around and show me her butt. She does that a lot. Yep. And then back there is, I have a paper towel back here for, hopefully that's gonna be her poop corner. But I also have a paper towel back there. I don't know where she's gonna poop yet. She hasn't, again, it's only her first couple of days here. She hasn't eaten yet. So, who knows? Huh? Maybe, yeah. She's not really into people. I mean, she's not like mean. Boop. Okay, sorry. I'll leave you alone. And as you can see, that is her other arm, which is very bent out of place from metabolic bone disease. Hi, baby. Oh, how cute. So yeah, that's Livia. Now let's move on to Auggie. Okay, so here's Auggie's enclosure. Here's my hand. This thing is huge compared to Livia's. That's Livia's. That's Auggie's. This thing is huge. So, his warm hide is over here, which is simply because I need to get to an outlet easier. I normally keep his on like this side, but I want to try something different. And as you can see, I do have like a wire cover, but I'm very worried about the rabbit, so I'm going to be adding something here in the morning whenever I go to school. And the rest of the wires are in Auggie's old humid hide. I like shoved them all in there, and luckily it's worked out. Here is his little name tag. So yes, he is in a 36 by 18 by 12 ExoTerra, which is more than enough space for one leopard gecko. So yeah. And his heat mat is big. It's larger than Livia, so it takes up like all right here. So, this is a lot happening. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a lot. Again, we're still experimenting with some things. So yeah, one thing is this foam background. I really don't like the ExoTerra foam backgrounds, but I decided to stab some fake plants into the foam, so that's what this all is. These are all stabbed into there just to like fill up some of this top space because it's so tall. And then I added some little succulents back there. Now in the future, I am considering making Auggie a interactive background. I want him to have ledges and stuff that he can go up to and climb because he is a climber. He loves climbing. So yeah. Here is some little plants that are plasticky that I spent way too much money on because they were labeled as reptile plants. So they were like $7 each. I had this one in his old enclosure and this one I just got yesterday. But again, it fills up some space. He sometimes likes crawling on those kinds of things and knocking them down. So yeah. Here is another big piece of driftwood that I got yesterday. This one I did do yesterday. Yep. Here's his water bottle. I may get a rock. That way he can like crawl into it easier. But I really like his water bottle. I just feel like it looks kind of fancy. And I like a more naturalistic setup for Leos. Not that you can completely call this naturalistic, but I like the way it looks. We may add more natural looking things in the future. He has a paper towel back in that corner because I have a feeling that might be the corner he chooses to poop in, but he's still adjusting and he's really only stayed on this side from what I've seen. Now, whenever I went to bed last night, who knows if he went out. By the way, he also has a thermometer set to his specific temperature, I think. So, other things he has in here is the same kitchen liner, non-adhesive background floor thing that Livia also has. And yep. So again, I really like it. I like the way it looks. I don't know why. I'm sure I sound stupid, but I like the way it looks. Lots of driftwood. This one was from Livia's enclosure, but I just kind of stole it. And I'm using it in here. I don't really know how this is going to go. He does have a piece of cork back here. He has his old plant here, which he's always really like climbing on, so I have to fix it because he clearly moved it last night. This is his cork ground that I was talking about that is very like chopped. Lots of leaf litter. Just gives him some sort of texturing. This is a bowl of Eco Earth because he does like to dig it out of his humid hide. So I wanted to give him some there, but he doesn't dig it out of there. So thanks, Augustus. Under this leaf, there is a rock for him, and Augie's currently in his humid hide. That is where he's been hiding ever since he's been in here, and he's also been hiding under it. He has grown a ton. He's not in shed right now, or at least I don't think he is, but he is doing very well. I will have to do an update on him soon, because he has changed in colors so much. He is so beautiful. So yeah. Then we have his old log hide there, and his little plant to cover up all these wires, which are connected to the thermostat, the probe, in there. So yeah. I wish he would come out, but he's kind of having a moment. Aw, Augustus? Aw, you sleepy? Yeah. Hi, Auggie. What are you doing, silly? I don't have food for you. I mean, I do. I could feed you. You want food in a little bit? So yeah, he has changed a ton. I don't know if you can tell from here, but yeah, he's grown a lot, and I'm very excited about him and his progression. So yeah,